All right, let's jump right in. This is your quick start guide to Next.js, a framework that's really changing the game for how we build websites and applications. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's get the big question out of the way right now. We all love React, right? It's amazing for building user interfaces. So why would we add another layer on top? I mean, why do we even need Next.js? Well, the answer shines a light on a really big limitation of a standard React app. You see, a standard React app has this, well, it's got an Achilles heel. It's all client-side, which means if for whatever reason a user's JavaScript doesn't load or they have it turned off, they get a whole lot of nothing, just a blank page. Imagine that happening on a site like Instagram. It would be a total disaster. And that right there, that's the whole why behind Next.js. It was built to solve this exact problem. It goes beyond just the client's browser, making sure your app is visible and working from the very first second, without being totally dependent on the user's JavaScript kicking in. So you see, Next.js isn't just some little add-on, it's a full-on framework. It brings in these powerhouse features like server components. Now what that means is your code can actually run on the server first to get the page ready before it even gets sent to the browser. And that makes your app just faster and way more reliable. Plus, it comes with all the essentials you need, like routing, baked right in. It's a huge head start.
Okay, enough theory. Enough of the why. Let's get our hands dirty and talk about the how. Now, you might be thinking something this powerful must be a nightmare to set up, but you couldn't be more wrong. You can get your first Next.js app running in like under a minute.
And honestly, you're not going to believe how simple it is. That's it. One single command in your terminal is the key. It unlocks everything we're talking about and builds out a complete, ready-to-go project for you.
Now, when you run that command, it's going to ask you a few quick questions. My advice? For a modern setup, you're going to want to say yes to TypeScript for safety, definitely yes to ESLint for clean code, and a huge yes to the app router. It's the new, recommended way to build, and you'll want to start with it. So, after that finishes up, you're looking at a brand new folder full of files. Now, I know it can look a little intimidating at first, but think of it like an architect's blueprint for a house. Every file has a very specific job, and once you know what they are, it all makes perfect sense. Let's look at the important ones.
Really, most of your time is going to be spent in this app directory. That's the real heart of your application. The public folder, that's just for stuff like images and icons. But the real magic, the stuff we need to talk about, happens in these two files, layout.tsx and page.tsx.
So, what's the deal with these two files? How do they actually work together? Honestly, if you can grasp this one concept, the relationship between layouts and pages, you've pretty much cracked the code for the app router. They're a team. You know, the best way to think about it is like this. Your layout.tsx file, that's the picture frame. It's the stuff that stays the same on every single page. Your navigation bar, your footer, the whole shebang. And the page.tsx file, well, that's the picture inside the frame. It's the unique content that changes as you click around. So the next logical question is, okay, how does the picture actually get into the frame? And the answer is this one magic word, children. It's a special prop. The layout file is set up to receive these children, and that's exactly where Next.js just slots your page content right in. It's such a clean and powerful idea. Oh, and here's a really cool bonus. That main layout.tsx file, it already has the main HTML and body tags for your entire site. You just write them once, right there, and then you can completely forget about them on every other page. It's a huge time saver. All right, so we get how to display a single page, but what about building a whole website? How do we make new pages and link them all together? Well, this is another spot where Next.js just makes life so much easier. So get this. You don't need some complicated config file or a special library for routing. If you want a new page at /dashboard, you just create a dashboard folder and put a page.tsx file inside it. That's it. Your folder structure is your URL structure. It's that simple. This completely removes one of the biggest headaches you'd find in other frameworks. Okay, so now you want to link to that new dashboard page. The old school way would be to use a standard HTML anchor tag, right? An A tag. But watch what happens. You click it, and boom, the whole page flashes, it reloads from scratch. It just feels slow, clunky. But of course, Next.js has a better way. It gives us this special link component. Now, when you use this, the navigation is practically instant. It's super smooth. That's because it's smart.
It only loads the new stuff it needs. You get that amazing modern single-page app feel basically for free.
So let's just take a step back for a second. In just the last few minutes, we've gone from literally nothing to a full-blown multi-page app. Let's do a quick recap of the superpowers you've just unlocked.
Think about it. You can now build websites that actually work, even if JavaScript is off. You've got a routing system that's as simple as making a folder. You can create lightning-fast navigation with just one component, and the whole thing is organized into this clean, easy-to-understand structure of layouts and pages. This is a huge step up.
So you've got the foundation. You have all the core tools you need to get started and build something amazing. The only real question left is, what are you going to build first?